Okay, welcome to another live stream. Let's see, or did they lose yesterday? I did not watch the match. I was out. I was watching the match and then I did not watch the match. Let's see what happened. Fate is an irony, Maxer. Slavery was ubiquitous in history and by every civilization are still villainized as if they were the ones who ever owned slaves. Why was he making a crude bomb at his place, including his family? These, she seems to be his daughter. I don't know. Okay, so they were making a bomb, then that bomb detonated. Now, the women of that house were also supporting him. So, there's a lot for you guys to learn over here. So, he died. What a waste of life. Okay, they lost. Okay. She posted the same details without blurring, never beating minus 40 marks. You had to be there. Audio malfunction, and for 20 minutes everyone is chanting. Nothing happens without a reason. Love how kids are on the stage and dancing with Sadhguru. That is true. Okay, if you don't want to accept the truth, that's a separate story. Wherever you find a Muslim individual, okay, at the back of his head, it will always be to convert the other person. It's like that switch, it's on by default, okay. And there are a lot of people out there who will defend it by saying that no, it's part of our faith, so we have to make attempts to convert you. And that is where my argument for a blanket ban on conversions come into place. Because if you see, the monotheists, they will usually, whenever I say monotheists, by now it must or it should be clear to you that I am, implying either the Muslims or the Christians, because those are the two who are monotheists. So when they will say that according to the constitution that we follow in Bharat, they have right to practice and propagate their religion. So according to them, one of the essential practices of their faith is to convert other people. So in a way, when they are converting us, okay, they are infringing upon our fundamental right to practice and propagate our own religion. And I think a lot of people out there, they know these things, but they will not say this out in the open for loss of, you know, votes. Because at the end of the day, in elections, a lot of politicians, they say things, they do things for their vote banks. Okay, so a blanket ban on conversion is something that we need ASAP to protect whatever that is left of our people. Music and art still has the power to bring us together, build community, remind us of our own common humanity. Okay, I don't know about this. 500 dogs were killed, okay. That was cold. He didn't even bother to check whether if the person at the other end is going to take the catch properly or not. I'm still trying to figure out what's off about this man's expression. Something about that vibe just feels weird. Okay. They'll expose the whole caste ecosystem. The Joker Tapsi Pannu takes a jibe on a show which was live. Let me remind you about this Joker gang. She and Kashyap asking the audience to boycott her fan, which is about to release. Okay, so there is a film of hers that is coming up, and that is why she is doing all that she does. Okay. Okay. Absolute roasting. I don't care. How was your Sunday? Pronuncio. Yeah. More whites were brought as slaves to North Africa than blacks brought as slaves to the United States, or to 13 colonies from which it was formed. White slaves were still being bought and sold in the Ottoman Empire decades after blacks were freed in the United States. Now, in this universal or the global debate about slavery, people forget that there were, okay, right now I'm going to use a word that is in a way demeaning to us, but it is the language in which the world recognizes us or understands or acknowledges us. The browns, the brown people, okay. So people have completely forgotten about brown people as slaves. There is the reason why settled populations, okay, like they have settled there for generations. It's not like somebody go went over there and settled after 18th or the 19th century. There are generationally settled populations of brown people in South America, in Africa, and in some parts of West Asian countries as well. So these are remnants of slavery. So when on an international level you talk about slavery, because largely the politics of United States is played on this card of slavery, divides between whites and blacks. But people forget there are, if not more, then as many black slaves as brown slaves. We have been exploited, if not more, then not less as well. We have been equally exploited against. Okay, so when you talk about slavery, please don't forget the brown slaves. Bumrah took the wicket. Crowd stepped up to celebrate. Okay. Was the moment. Okay. Let's see what this fellow has to say.
Sometimes every Monday I say, and then sometimes every Monday I say Har Har Mahadev. A lot of people have problems with that, but I guess my love for Mahadev is as much, and I don't know what it is. Like, why do I feel like I know so much? I feel so, charged when I go to any Jyotirling temple. Recently, I go to Trimbakeshwar, and I feel that as well.
But I would still say a word of caution. Don't believe these people. There might be a movie of his coming along, or he might not be getting some work, and that is the reason why he is saying these things, because now Bollywood has had an awakening to the fact that they cannot keep on peddling lies in their movies. They cannot have those subliminal messaging about our culture, about our religion. Okay, they've realized it, and that is why their movies are not working. Certain actors are sitting at home without any work. Some actors, their movies are clearly failing. So now they have, I think they have understood that the majority of the people now in Bharat, they have awakened. If not awakened, at least they are actively following their actions, actively following what they are doing, and now there is a clear understanding about what is right and what is wrong. And finally, this is happening. People are now learning to distinguish who or who actually is the real role model. How do you distinguish people from real and fake? Okay, because movie stars, people from the cinema, and all those people, they'll do and say whatever you want them to do or say, if you just pay them enough. Okay, so don't take these people at their face value, don't believe them at their word. Okay, a lot of actors, especially the Muslim actors, whenever one of their movies are going to come, they'll go to the temple, they'll do something. Why? Because they need us to watch their movies. And why do they need us to watch their movies? Because now a lot of people have, like I said, at least now they are willing to distinguish between the real and fake. So hence, since their movies are flopping, nobody's watching them. So now they'll do all this drama. He might be right. Okay, I'm not singling him out. He might be right. Whatever he's saying, it might be true. But then again, on the screen they'll say something. Off the screen they'll do something else. You never know. What the hell? Stage production by a magician, not a real event. $40 billion to France for Rafale, $8.6 billion to Israel for arms, which is 4 lakh crore, 75,000 crore and one Ladli Behna. Two young Jat Hindu boys and girls were attacked by Islamists in Noida. Where were the caste warriors and their loud Jai Jat slogans when it mattered? Stepped up, forcing police action. The truth is, caste divide us. Is that so? I'm not sure if these are accurate or not. Uh, Meet Shahnawaz Malik, 26, the prime accused in Azad Nagar bomb blast in Bhubaneswar. On Jan 27, explosion tore through house in Sundarpada where people were being assembled. Malik, his mother, no less. Okay, this fellow was making bombs and his mother was helping him. His fiancée, Trupti Mahi Mahal, and friend Amia Ranjan Malik were critically injured in the blast. Spending and was allegedly making bombs. Those injuries during treatment. Days later, Lisa Tun Bibi also died from her bore injuries, still fighting for life in hospital. Her probing possible wider conspiracy angles. Azad Nagar was shaken not just by an explosion but by unanswered questions that follow. They wanted to kill innocents with bomb, but karma hit them harder. What happened? Feminism, high body count, past trauma, unreal expectations to cook and do chores. It is true, I would say. but still we'll have women from our side, and I don't know, it's a vicious cycle, it's not changing. Clearly there are some other factors at play over here. Women have seen countless such examples of love jihad, but they'll, still, I think it's like I really don't know what what psychology or what mentality or what mindset is at play over here. Let's see. Ambedkar's view on Islam, its followers, and their utility in right wing discourse. Ambedkar's view on the exclusivist tendency of Muslims to create a separate community for themselves is something which is often quoted, right wing authors, as a great counter to the liberals. Yes, you might have observed this. They are usually not interested in assimilating with the native culture. They would really want an entire piece of land, an entire society to themselves. Uh, you will see, okay, because there are areas in the city where I live, that the Muslims, they live with the polytheists, okay, but largely uh, they'll have their own places inside the city. Some areas, okay, those Muslim areas where first of all they stink. All those areas are not hygienic, not neat at all. They don't have basic facilities of hospitals or any given thing for that matter. Those areas will not have shopping malls, those areas will not have nice shops, any community places whatsoever. So that is why you see whenever they have their festivals, they'll come to the good parts of the town where the polytheists live, because they themselves have not built anything of substance in those parts of the town. So that is number one. They want to exist separately, but they want to pounce upon the resources of the polytheists. In the term liberals above, leftists are by default included here. My focus is not much on the content of Ambedkar's view, but their utility from the narrative perspective. Okay, his views, okay, Ambedkar was critical about the Varna system, we know that. Oh boy, this is too much. Maybe some other time. Yeah, that's all.
बहन के लोड़े भाग जाए यहाँ से, उसको लुल्लू किया हूँ ना। यंग तो कह रहे हैं टाइम हो नहीं सकता, पर कोशिश करेंगे अपन लुल्लू किया हूँ, ठीक है। ये जय भीम वाले बहन के लोड़े भाग जाए यहाँ से कमेंट की माँ बच्चों, लाइक चैट की। हाँ तो भाई डाइट ये है, बिल्कुल अपन बाहर का नहीं खाते, बाहर का खाता हूँ तो मैं उसको लुल्लू किया हूँ ना। यंग तो कह रहे हैं टाइम हो नहीं सकता, पर कोशिश करेंगे अपन लुल्लू किया हूँ, ठीक है। ये जय भीम वाले बहन के लोड़े भाग जाए यहाँ से कमेंट की माँ बच्चों, लाइक चैट की। हाँ तो भाई डाइट ये है।
Crazy. मट्टम दिए हैं हम तो ऊपर कोई नया एक्ट में. I've seen a few of his videos. It's funny. It's funny. Let's. All right, guys. I think I have to rush for work now. That's the end of the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. You can check out my other social media platforms. I have posted some amazing content on Instagram and on LinkedIn. You can check out my other videos about English language learning, about math. You can also take a look at my vlogs. I've tried my hand at vlogging. I know there is still a lot of room for improvement, but yes, I am learning slowly and steadily. So you can check out my vlogs as well. And that's it for the stream. Thank you for watching.